Uja, this is day 2 of my 21-day journey into self-care, healing post-traumatic slave syndrome with sound. I'm going to just jump right in because I want to keep these sessions as short as possible. So I'm not going to give a detailed presentation of my self-care session, but I'm just going to give you a few glimpses. So we start with the horoscope chart. And not much has changed since yesterday, although I noticed I left out a few things, so we'll cover them. For instance, we did Mercury and Venus and Sedna in sidereal. We did Mercury and Sedna and Venus in sidereal Apis or sidereal Taurus, but I forgot Sedna because Sedna doesn't move very much. So we're going to add her tonight. And then in sidereal Aquarius, I forgot Nebuchadnezzar. And Nebuchadnezzar doesn't move very much. So we're going to add them. And that makes it very interesting because we have Mars, Cetus, Neptune, and Ku, which is Set, Aset, Nebuchadnezzar, and Haru. And I'm going to add Anpu, or the zodiac, to remove blocks. And the Sankofa step for tonight is, so I can remember it. The Sankofa step for tonight is know yourself, your history, and personal legacy. So I'm using this as an opportunity to, open up some blocks I have to myself because of so much trauma. I realized that I've just kind of blocked out a lot of feelings, a lot of positive feelings, to block out the negative feelings. So I'm, opening up to not forget about the negative feelings, but to not block them out, to fully experience them so I can let them go, to make room for the positive feelings that I want to experience, that I want to grow. Then we're going to deal with the meridians for the bladder meridian and the kidney meridian. And I'll try to post the charts so you can see them better. And the kidney and bladder meridians mediate the freeze response and our sense of safety. And then last but not least, the extraordinary vessels for tonight are the Chong and the Yang Wei. The Chong we did yesterday. It's known as the grandparent-grandchild ancestral imprinting, cleaning both muscular memory and cellular memory. Is good for trauma. Old trauma, kidneys, reproductive issues, prostrate issues, menstrual issues, neutral space between kidneys. Can use all intervals, what feels right at the moment. Use solar sevens as a spotlight to find what is lurking in there, to see what is actually happening. And then the Yang Wei is also known as the Xiao Yang pattern. It's good for autoimmune disorders, pathogens stuck in the body, cold-ended. Oh, like if you're cold-ended, but you still have toxins coming out, like some of it remained in the body, even years. It can lie there dormant, gaining strength, and waits for the opportunity to strike. Shows up when the host becomes weak. So these are the points we're going to be using. Or these are the points that I use in my self-care, and those are the intentions for the global prayer session coming up. So I'm just going to show you some of the forks that I use. Use the zodiac and the Neptune or Nebuchadnezzar. This is Anpu and Nebuchadnezzar. And the bladder one starts here in the eyes, goes over the head, back down the back, and ends up on the baby toe, which you can't see right now. And we also use Mars and Uranus. I used Mars and Uranus and Nebuchadnezzar. use the high frequency forks. Then I switched over to the other planetary alignment. Mercury, Sedna, Venus, and Vesta in Sidereal Taurus, or Jehuti, Sedna, Heteru, Vesta, and Apis. I missed Vesta yesterday. And we did that for the kidney meridian, which starts in the middle of the foot and moves all the way up to the front, ending right around here. And spot right here. And you can find these meridian charts online, anywhere, acupuncture books. And meridian Sedna, high frequency forks. So that's a summary of the self-care session. Oh, and also the point that I used for this session is the Jehuti and Anpu for opening the gates, and the solar seventh for accessing the Akashic records, the heavenly, let's see, what is that? The heavenly residence, or also known as the celestial storehouse. So now let's get on with the global prayer. Now it's time for the global prayer section of our Healing Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome with Sound. I do self-care and global prayer. So the intention for this segment of the program is knowing thyself, loving the self over all other relations. Not ego history, but self story, the story of your higher self. Seeing your life from the perspective of the higher self and identifying less with the ego and the lower personality. Not the ego personality, but the royal personality. The royal personality is on the road to enlightenment. Free from ignorance, free from attachments and judgments. And we open the gates to ourselves, to the knowledge of self. We open the gates to the Akashic records, the celestial storehouse, and the cosmic consciousness or moon consciousness. Okay, so that's the first part. So we have Mercury and Sedna and Venus inside, and and Vesta in Sidereal Taurus. Love thyself. You are Jehuti. You are Sedna. You are Heteru. You are Vesta. Know thyself. Love thyself over the ego. Let go of ego attachments. Flow with the royal personality. Know thyself, love thyself, trust thyself. Welcome to part 2 of day 2 of 21 days of self-care healing from post-traumatic slave syndrome plus global prayer. In this portion of the program, we're going to deal with the mythical perspective. We have Aset, Set, Nebuhet, Anpu, and Heru, which is a big family drama. On the mystical side of things, we have divine intuition, our tamed and controlled, conquered ego, lower nature that's guiding the boat of our day, of our journey to enlightenment. We have our physicality, our mortality, our divine order in the temple, in the home. Nebuchadnezzar, the lady of the house, lady of the house. We have Anpu, which is the opening of the ways, removes obstacles to our success in spiritual practice, and is our discernment to know the difference between real and unreal. And then we have Heru, which is our spiritual aspiration, which is destined to be victorious over our lower nature with the guidance, love, and protection of Aset, or our divine intuition. So we are transcending trauma, transcending our lower ego, transcending the limitations of time and space, transcending our attachments to illusion, delusion, lies, deceptions, and we're opening up to our divine intuition. We are transcending family drama, family trauma, loss, grief, sadness, betrayal, attachments to what never was, longing for what never will be. We are revealing the cosmic principles behind these cosmic relations, the cosmic principles behind the situations that we find ourselves in. We are mending broken hearts. We're melting frozen hearts. We're releasing frozen emotions and feelings. We're expressing our emotions and feelings. That's what Neptune or Nebuchadnezzar comes in, which will lead to deeper healing. Because if we're holding on to all these emotions or feelings, we can't heal. And we are feeling safe and secure in the midst of chaos, anger, fear, danger, violation, betrayal, and trauma, because that's our ego that is relating to all these, and usually is the one reacting. But we're going to transcend them, and our royal personality, our higher nature, is going to respond with calmness, love, peace, compassion. And that's one thing I'm going through is I realize that I've been identifying with my ego personality to situations, and now I can sense and see and feel the difference, and choosing to respond from a higher vibration, from like my royal personality. So that's what this global prayer is for. Pussy.